We have with us today Peter Yarnall, an aspiring filmmaker with quite a resume of film experience. Peter is a student of the Cabrini College Communications program. He has done script writing, directing, production, and operations for 10 films, and has even worked in the television world on commercials and show pilots. Welcome to the show, Peter.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Let's give the audience a little bit of your background story, Peter. In 2005, you co-wrote and co-directed an independent film short called Just Shy of Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You were a writer for a film entitled The Perfect House, Silent Echoes in 2006, and this was the first feature-length film you worked on. So I guess what we want to know is, was high school the kickoff for your work in film?
For what I do now, yeah, when I was younger and actually in middle school, we started doing stuff, me and my friends, and around junior year in high school, we actually met up with another group of people that did exactly what we did, doing little skits and stuff on VHS-C cameras and high A cameras, that kind of thing. So we started working with them, and that's what came about with The Perfect House, and we've all been working together ever since, and we all majored in film or communications and been furthering ourselves that way.
And before we continue to ask about your experience in film, how did you come to want to get involved in filmmaking?
I was 4 years old, and the only way my mother could put me to sleep at night was to put on MTV. And there were always trailers at night for stuff like Aliens 3 and Terminator 2 and stuff. I really bad wanted to see Terminator 2 for some reason.
It's a classic lullaby.
It is. And my mom, being Italian, wanted to scare me to death, so she took me, and she thought it would, snap me out of it, of making me want to see horror films as a little kid, but it just made me want to make them after I saw it. It was the first film I ever saw that wasn't a cartoon, and seeing what they did there back then, it was crazy. So I just knew I wanted to do something with film, whether it was writing, directing, acting, anything I could do to get on set and really follow that passion and that dream.
And to think I was inspired by Sesame Street.
Yeah, hey, Big Bird, that's where it's at, man. He's rapping.
I don't think you came from an Italian background, though, Callie.
I did.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah, a quarter.
A quarter Italian. Not a full-on Italian. I'll take you to the movies and scare a little 4-year-old Peter.
She's a wonderful mother.
Of course she is.
Yeah, of course she's listening. She's a wonderful mother, and I love it now. Seriously, she's awesome. So if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this now. So
That's great. So after these two movies, your Just Shy of Sunday movie and your first feature length, The Perfect House, Silent Echoes, you worked on an even bigger film with an even bigger cast. It's a mostly black and white film, called Blackwater. Would you care to share with us some of the details about the film, your run-in with the police, and even possibly a movie magic trick that you did with chocolate syrup with that?
Yeah, well, Blackwater was the next film that we did after Perfect House, Silent Echoes, which was a ghost film. And Blackwater, yeah, it was a zombie film that we had done, and we wanted to save money. So there's a lot of fake blood that happens with zombie films, so we decided, okay, let's look back at what they used to do with, Night of the Living Dead. And a lot of the fake blood that they used was actually chocolate syrup back in the 50s with Alfred Hitchcock films and stuff. So we decided that all the zombie stuff would be in flashbacks, so it was just totally for saving money. The day we ran in with the cops, I fortunately was not there. They were shooting in a suburb, and they decided, instead of letting the cops know they were going to be shooting there, that they would just go to every single house and say, hey, look, we're shooting a movie. In case you guys want to watch, we're going to be shooting this. We're going to be walking through. Everyone had SWAT gear on, fake guns. There were people running through the street with makeup on, with ripped clothes. It was pretty cool. So there was one house that didn't answer. So I figured, okay, nobody's home. There's no car in the driveway. There's nothing. Of course, she is home, and she's 6 months pregnant, so she's already going to be wired when she sees this. So they're running down the street, shooting these fake guns. People are going down. She apparently looked through the window and saw this happening and called the police. But there's no local jurisdiction where we were shooting, so the state troopers came. And he immediately pulled out his gun on them because, of course, they were terrorists.
Oh, jeez.
Everybody dropped their gun immediately except one of the actors, who froze and just would not drop this prop submachine gun that we had.
Stand off with a fake gun.
Stand off with a fake gun, and finally he dropped it, and they were able to get the last shot done, thankfully, under the supervision of the state trooper, who was gracious enough not to press any charges against the group, which was nice. We were able to finish the film.
So you got off scot-free then? You were
Yes,
fine.
yes.
And no fake terrorists were killed?
No fake terrorists were killed.
The show must go on, right, Peter?
Yes, and they finished everything, and I had a bad feeling. I was like, I'm not gonna show up today. I feel like something bad's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Filmmaker and psychic.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Peter, in your first gig as a production assistant, you worked in Rittenhouse Square in Center City, Philadelphia, on a film called My 60s Girl.
Yes.
Okay. The film required you to be on set from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m., guarding the equipment and talking to people walking through. Did this experience weaken your resolve to continue a filmmaking career or strengthen it?
Definitely strengthened it. My friend Roman, who goes to Temple, he actually got me the job. He was working on the set, and we got there really, really early. I was already on 2 hours sleep, typical. Of course I'm not on. I have no sleep on me. And go, and main job is going to be just watching some of the equipment, and anybody that walks into the shot, I have to let them know, hey, look, we're filming. You're going to be on camera. We have to let you know for legal reasons. And it didn't really weaken my resolve or anything. It was just different. It was the first time where I wasn't behind the camera in the sense of a controlling role. I didn't have anything to do with the script or anything, and I was helping out. And it was a very long day, but looking back on it, yeah, it was a blast. I'd love to work on more sets if I could. Hopefully getting paid though, because that was a free gig.
Well, I mean, it does look as though when you, in a little bit of your television experience, you did get some on-set experience as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
The Source was a television pilot you worked on in 2009 with a friend, in which you had your first acting experience.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of the films you worked on as an extra in the ending shot. This particular shot took 6 hours to get and was taped in an abandoned warehouse in North Philadelphia, which, props to you, that's a little bit of a scary area, in the beginning months of winter. What was this experience like, and how does it differ from your experience in film?
It was a lot of hurry up and wait. That's basically what it was. We were in this abandoned warehouse in North Philly, and the top floor was a photographer's studio with just cats everywhere for no reason. So they had this, table set up, and I had to go through wardrobe, and they had to make sure that, because my beard didn't look right, because apparently it looked like I had shaved 2 weeks ago. It wasn't right, so I had to have my hood up, and I was next to a friend of mine who had me on set, and I was just holding this paper cup that was all ripped up, and it was just this tracking shot that just went back, and everyone was just occasionally talking, while we were waiting, but it was just really cold. It was really dark in there. There were like no lights except for the lights they had for set. I got to help make props and stuff, which was cool. Got to help make the set look more dirty, because it was supposed to be a post-apocalyptic thing. So got to do that, but it was fine. I wish I would have had a speaking role. I'd love to do more acting. I don't get to do as much acting as I'd like to. Definitely.